Today's financial advice is sponsored by Endeavor Private Wealth. Well, Chris McGee, managing partner at Endeavor Private Wealth, is joining us for a segment on investing. Chris, good morning. Good to have you back.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
All right, so Chris, we're all familiar with the term bucket list, referring to the experiences or achievements that a person hopes to have or accomplish during their lifetime. What may be less familiar to some is the concept of employing a bucket strategy for investment purposes. Can you tell us about bucket strategies?
It begins by taking a goals-based approach to wealth management, which means identifying your specific goals and objectives and the time frame in which you seek to achieve them, your current and prospective financial resources, and the level of investment risk you are willing to assume. A singular investment strategy is typically constructed on the basis of these factors. A bucket strategy, however, creates a separate investment strategy for each goal with a level of risk assigned to it and a time horizon. So instead of one overarching investment strategy, the investor will have multiple strategies or buckets designed to achieve their goals.
And what sort of goals are we talking about here?
Goals can be time-driven or purpose-driven. So a time-driven bucket strategy may have short-term goals such as providing sufficient financial resources to help withstand financial setbacks, midterm goals such as buying a house or funding a child's education, and then long-term goals like preparing for retirement. A purpose-driven bucket strategy may have goals such as meeting annual spending needs, discretionary spending objectives associated with a specific asset purchase, and legacy planning to benefit and support family members or philanthropic interests.
All right, so once the buckets are defined, what type of investments can be chosen to fill them?
Every investor's situation is unique, so to answer your question, it will always vary. But for illustrative purposes, let's consider how a time-driven bucket strategy might be invested. Cash and cash equivalents may fund the short-term bucket to meet the investor's needs. A conservative combination of stocks and bonds could fund the midterm bucket, while a more growth-oriented combination of stocks and bonds could fund the longer-term bucket. However, the longer-term bucket could also be invested for capital preservation if that better suits the investor's risk tolerance.
And why do some investors like the bucket strategy approach?
It may have something to do with the concept of mental accounting. There's a behavioral bias in which investors think of money differently depending on its intended use. The bucket may help investors to compartmentalize their strategies and earmark the underlying assets for specific purposes. Of course, money is money, and instead of allocating a specific amount of cash to, let's say, the short-term bucket, that cash could be combined with the other assets for a more traditional whole portfolio approach. The only problem is that investors could see that cash in their portfolio and be tempted to spend it on that exotic sports car or a vacation, when really that is to provide a source of funds in case of financial emergency. So a bucket strategy may help clients stick to their investment plans.
And does a bucket strategy have any drawbacks?
Well, no investment strategy is without its risks or drawbacks, and unfortunately, no investment strategy can guarantee that you'll achieve your objective. And a bucket strategy requires careful monitoring, saving, spending disciplines, and appropriate rebalancing and adjusting, especially during periods of investment market volatility. I believe it's critical for each investor to consult a trusted financial professional to discuss their situations, talk about their goals, review their behavior when emotions and feelings about their money run high, and then consider appropriate ways to implement their wealth management plans in a manner that aligns their investments with their goals.
Okay, well, Chris, as always, we very much appreciate your insights. To learn more about Endeavor Private Wealth, visit EndeavorPW.com.